Breaking news coming out in the past 24 hours of a major threat of war from Iran to the United States. And in addition to that, over the weekend, the White House had major pro-Palestinian protests as the White House was stormed. And I'm going to share with you video footage that is not being released by the mainstream media, so that way you can see what actually took place over the weekend and you can see it for yourself in the United States. And this comes, as I just let you know as well, that the FBI has warned of potential attacks here in the U.S. They believe that Hamas is already here strategically for years, planning a coordinated attack on U.S. soil. Now, stick around to the end for some more updates on that, but I'm going to be sharing with you the latest headlines coming out. Take a look. Iran's chilling threat to America over Israel. Islamic regime says that the U.S. will be hit hard if no Gaza ceasefire is implemented. This just coming out yesterday. Also, U.S. will be hit hard if it does not implement ceasefire in Gaza, warns Iran. And also, as I mentioned, pro-Palestinian protesters climb up the White House fence, attack the Secret Service, fake blood stains left on the White House gates after massive anti-war protests days earlier, and the gates are still stained today. This article coming out today, and I'm going to share with you the video footage and the photos so that way you can see it for yourself. So let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest. And I know that this is not what anybody wants to hear, that the threat of war is intensifying, that we are at the beginning of World War III, and that attacks on U.S. soil are being planned at this very moment. However, I believe that knowledge is power, and us knowing what's going on is half of the battle. And if you appreciate knowing what's taking place, do me a favor, smash the like button, share this out with anybody you think that it could help. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? Hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. And if you want to support the channel, I've added a join button. You can become a member, and it just helps out. And in return, I will put all of these articles in your YouTube feed for you. They'll pop up. But if not, totally fine. These will all be linked in the description below. I cite all the sources for you. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. And let's start off with some video footage so you can see exactly what took place at the White House this weekend.
Cowards! Palestine with genocide!
Do you condemn Hamas?
Do you condemn 75 years of occupation? That's the answer.
I am not going to condemn Hamas.
This is not Israel. This is Palestine. This is our ancestral homeland.
We're done hiding. This is the correct religion. This is the religion that all of humanity needs to be upon, of Islam. And we will not stop until it enters every home. So I want you to repeat after me. I want to hear it in every single district. It should tremble. Brooklyn should hear it. The Bronx should hear it. Queens should hear it. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadan Rasulullah. There is no God worthy of worship except Allah.
Should Israel exist?
There's no Israel. Israel is a fascist state.
So you're saying get rid of Israel altogether?
Get rid of it.
Thousands of pro-Palestinian protesters raged in Washington, D.C. before descending on the White House, smearing the gates with red paint. They estimated at one point the crowd in Washington was 100,000 strong.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
So as I mentioned, that was this weekend, and here's a couple more articles regarding what took place at the White House. Pro-Palestinian protesters climbed up the White House fence on Saturday and attacked Secret Service agents trying to stop them. Thousands marched on the streets of Washington, D.C. and eventually gathered at the residence of the U.S. president. It's unclear if Joe Biden was in the building. Reports said that the protesters smashed windows at a McDonald's outlet next to the White House. And fake bloodstains left on the White House. A massive anti-war protest took place on Saturday in Washington, D.C., with thousands storming the gates of the White House and leaving damage in their wake. On Monday morning, some remnants of that protest remain, including bloody handprints on the gates. ABC White House correspondent Mary Bruce posted a photo of the gates post-protest, still bearing the marks of the pro-Palestinian demonstration that took place at the gates, where the fences were shaken and the crowd chanted, "F Joe Biden." Now, we had heard that there was tens of thousands, if not over 100,000, at Washington, D.C. in protest, and they had come from all over the U.S., as we've also heard from the FBI that they believe that Hamas and those that might commit attacks on U.S. soil are already here, and we saw from that protest people from all over the nation gathering at Washington, D.C., at the White House, focused on voicing their message to the president. Now, in addition to that, we've also heard from Iran, as I shared with you, that gave a chilling threat to the United States. Take a look at this article. It just came out in the past 24 hours. Iran's chilling threat to America over Israel. Islamic regime says that the U.S. will be hit hard if no Gaza ceasefire is implemented, and we've heard from Israel there will not be a ceasefire anytime soon, that they will push through, they will eradicate Hamas. This war will not stop. So it is looking more and more like the tensions that are rising between the U.S. and Iran will lead to war, and they're saying will lead to World War III. Iran has issued a chilling threat to the United States, telling them that it will be hit hard if no ceasefire is implemented in Gaza, amid new fears that Israel's war on Hamas in Gaza could escalate. Mohammad Reza Ashtiani, Iran's Minister of Defense, emphasized the urgency, stating, "Our advice to the Americas is to immediately halt the war in Gaza and implement a ceasefire, otherwise they will be hit hard." But Mr. Blinken rejected a ceasefire, insisting that it would only give Iranian-backed Hamas a chance to regroup following its horrific attack on Israel on October 7th, killing 1,400 civilians and taking more than 240 hostages. Instead, Mr. Blinken pressed for pauses in the fighting to allow civilians to evacuate from the battleground of Gaza City and the northern part of the enclave, which is being pounded with heavy Israeli artillery barrages as the war passes its 30th day. The uncompromising tone was echoed by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who pledged at an Air Force base, "There will be no ceasefire without the return of our hostages. We say this both to our enemies and our friends. We will continue until we beat them." Another senior Iranian government figure ramped up the tensions, with the West still further. The deputy leader of the power of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said, "If Israel's crimes continue, we should strike America's interest," without specifying how. Iran considers the U.S., Israel's foremost ally, to be militarily involved in the conflict. The U.S. has continually defended Israel's right to defend itself and has offered military support, in addition to moving its warships and 2,000 Marines into the region. Iranian regime officials have consistently warned Israel of potential escalation should the attacks on Gaza not cease, with the death toll in the Strip rising to over 9,700, Hamas-led officials say. So tensions are rising, and many believe this is going to be leading to World War III, and we've already received warnings from the FBI that attacks on U.S. soil could be coming, and we've received word on cities that are on the watch list. Now, if you missed that, check it out right here next as I cover the details of the list. They're saying that they believe that there are sleeper cells in these cities waiting to attack with a coordinated effort all at once. And in addition to that, we've heard that if we do go to war, our military reserves right now are 1/10 of what they were the last time a draft was needed. And they're saying even though Congress and the military is saying it's not needed, the numbers are telling a different story. And to get those, like I said, check out these videos right here next. But you guys, I'll be sure to keep you up to date as more information rolls out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.